Hello, my students. Today you are going to learn about irrelevant sentences. Learning about irrelevant sentences will help you improve your writing so that you will be more careful and you will not write irrelevant sentences in your paragraphs. And now let's read the objectives. You will define irrelevant sentences and then you will locate irrelevant sentences in some passages. I'm sure that you are excited to learn something new. So, irrelevant sentences can detract from the meaning of a passage. Detract means to take important part or steal it from the meaning of a passage. This lesson will explain what an irrelevant sentence is and demonstrate ways to identify them in a passage. We will end with a short quiz to test what you have learned. Let's get started. What's an irrelevant sentence? Take a brief moment to read the following passage. The farm is filled with chickens. The chickens are fed grain twice a day. The truck is red. The chickens on the farm lay lots of eggs. First, I want to ask you, what's a truck? Do you know? A truck is a large vehicle that carries things. Look at the sticker to know what a truck is. Well, let's move to the second question. Were you distracted or confused by any of the sentences in the passage? I think yes, you were, because the sentence that's about the red truck didn't seem to fit, did it? So the other sentences were about chickens. The last thing most readers would expect to see in a passage about chickens is a sentence telling us the truck is red. So this sentence is not related to the topic of the passage. So we are talking about the chickens and not about the truck. So the truck is red is an irrelevant sentence. Well, irrelevant sentences are those that don't support the main idea of the passage. Again, the red truck sentence did not connect to the main idea of chickens, so it seemed out of place or irrelevant in the example mentioned earlier. So you should know that irrelevant sentences distract readers and upset the flow of passages. Thus, they should be avoided. I am sure that you've become more careful, haven't you? Because we know what irrelevant sentences are, let's take a closer look at ways we can identify them. The simplest way to identify irrelevant sentences in a passage is to ask yourself the following 3 questions. The first question is, what's the main idea of the passage? The second question is, does each sentence in the passage relate to or support that main idea? The third question is, are there sentences that seem disconnected or that distract me as a reader? Well, any sentence that seems distracting is probably an irrelevant sentence. And now it's time to practice. You have some passages. Each one has an irrelevant sentence. You have to read each passage and try to find the irrelevant sentence and cross it. These are the passages that you are going to read. And as usual, I'm going to choose a part and solve it. I'm going to choose the second passage. Let's pay attention. I think hard work never goes in vain. Hard work makes us strong as a person. When you seriously hard work for prosperity, you automatically get prepared for the worst. There will always be odds in life, but an honest journey for success is invaluable because it helps us live a life as a strong and independent person. The process of achieving success is so hard that it makes you a strong person during the process. Being smart helps us save our time in every task we do. So I always appreciate honesty and hard work for being a better person in life. Well, after I read the paragraph, I should ask myself the three questions to be able to find out the irrelevant sentence. The first question is, what's the main idea of this passage? The main idea of this passage is about being a hard worker. If I work hard, I can be a strong and independent person. The second question, does each sentence relate to the main idea of this passage? I don't think so. Look at this sentence, please. Being smart helps us save our time in every task we do. Don't you think it's odd? It confused me. What's the relation between being smart and being a hard worker? I think there is no relation. That means this sentence is an irrelevant sentence. It's not related to the topic of the passage. So I quote it. I'm gonna cross it. And now that was our lesson. Thank you.